Action! Never even used this properly. Study film. Couldn't tell. Previously known from the KayVenturer, the better half disappeared. So I decided, why not give YouTube a go on my own for once? Been part of 2 YouTube channels now, they're not quite worked out. What is my YouTube channel offering for you? I guess you could say I'm offering what everyone else offers. Bit of entertainment, light entertainment, a friend, I could always do with a friend, and probably some down-to-earth talk. Yes, I have brushed my hair today. Yes, I am aware it looks like this. No, I don't really care. I'll let you in on a secret. I have had some strange jobs. I don't mean strange like, you know, jumping out of a plane attached to James Bond. I mean strange like people who are strange are attached to these jobs. So I figured that maybe I could have someone to tell these strange stories to, if you're interested. So I recently got a job in a nightclub. The only time I ever go out is on a Friday, because there's this indie night. More of a get drunk at parties, sink into the background, have a little jiggle to old tunes, and probably down a pot of Domino's pizza sauce, and that kind of girl. But quite enjoying it. People are alright, that's always good, isn't it? Nice bonus there. And for the first, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so, all was fine. So this week was a bit different. It was really freaking different. I've heard of perverts in nightclubs hitting on all these ladies. Not that I would have any experience of that. Looking 12 and whatever. I am actually nearly 20 years old. Puberty was not kind to me. I've heard of these stories, you know, of perverts hitting on girls in nightclubs. Never heard of a pervert hitting on a girl who's working in a nightclub. That was new. And I was the girl. That was really new. Gives me a hug. Where are the toilets? Oh, they're that way. Went in for the plunge. Didn't even give me his name. Just went straight in for the plunge. Was not having any of that. After that, I saw him a couple of times just running away with my basket of bottles. On that note, yesterday we held a boxing event at the nightclub. Didn't know nightclubs did that. It was a pretty average night. It's alright, yeah. First time I've ever watched a boxing match. Looked like they were hugging each other most of the time. So I go up to the corner to look for some empty bottles with my bottle basket. And all of a sudden, this bald guy, who speaks broken English, was like telling me, oh, combinations, you know, you have to do the combinations, make your opponent suffer. Oh, you know, okay then, thank you for the advice. I'm just going about my business. And he wouldn't leave me alone, he just wants to keep telling me. He says, what did I tell you? And I said, oh, you know, combinations, that's how you make them suffer. And he's, yes, you're learning. So, to humour him further and not be in the sort of pervert situation I found myself in recently, I thought, I should probably stay with this guy a little bit, because I didn't want to sort of have to run the risk of running away again. I'll stick it out. I am quite good at sticking it out. I stuck it out, and I wish I hadn't. 100% authentic story. Having gained his respect, he turns to me. He unbuttons his shirt slowly to reveal a very hairy, grey chest. On a side note, guys are kind of not my thing entirely. Oh, unsubscribe, don't subscribe at all, unlike. Yeah, guys are kind of not my thing, but I do like hairy men for some reason. Quite attached to the whole hairy men thing. I don't know either. This guy reveals his grey, rugged, hairy chest, and being 40-something, I was a little bit startled, to say the least. So he stood there, chest out. I'm stood there, like, shit, what does one do in these situations? There's a whole, nightclub full of men who could kill him for doing this to someone who looks 12. So I'm like, okay, I'll try and handle this in the best way I can. Oh, I said. And he says, you want to see this is real men fighting? I sort of pulled a sad face at that point because I didn't really know what to say back to that. He turns to me and says, oh, watching men fight, is that a bit too violent for you? Not really, mate. I said, no, I quite like it, when they're not hugging. He tells me this story about when he was a kid. I thought, oh God, here we go. He says, see this? I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at it, but I don't want to be. He says, imagine me, like 20 years ago. Huh? I didn't quite understand what he was getting at there. Is he asking me, would I? Which I wouldn't, because 20 years ago I didn't exist. Or is he asking me if I could imagine him 20 years ago with this? I mean, either way, no, I can't. I'm sorry. You've approached me on my shift in a nightclub on a Sunday, watching a boxing match where people are hugging each other, and you've showed me your chest. That's your pull-in line, and I'm gay, kind of, most of the time. No, the answer that I gave, it didn't really consist of words. I sort of grabbed my basket of empty bottles, pointed at it and went, bit hung up here, bit held up doing some work, sorry. I sort of watched him, and he watched me, and there was an awkward moment between us of silence, and he turns to the boxing, thank God, something interesting finally happened. I'm like, oh, here's my moment, running away while I'm working in the nightclub again. Clang, 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 running away. I look from the distance, and there he is, turns round to look at me, his only mate, and I've done a runner on him. Felt quite bad at that point. So I think you've learned a few things about me today. If you didn't catch it, I'm 12. That's all I can offer you, really. If you've been looking at that, because I'm pretty sure I've been looking at that too, that's been there for like 3 months, 4 months. Anyone got any remedies? Or, guess puberty finally hit me. Look, me and you, we're going to be having serious words. What? For goodness sake. I just want you to look normal. Oh, and now you're doing this. What's this? Your waving hand. Hi, everyone. It's Kay on YouTube. Oh.